There is a city that lives in my mind. It is a place of grand old buildings and bright red buses. This city is London. It's not just a place on a map, it's a dream that I hold in my heart. Many people dream of London. They see it in films and read about it in books. They hear stories of its rainy streets and its royal parks. They imagine the sound of Big Ben ringing out across the rooftops. For me, it is the promise of something new. A place where every corner holds a different story and where my own story can begin again. It is a hope that shines like the lights along the River Thames at night. The dream started small. It began with a postcard. The postcard showed a picture of Tower Bridge, standing strong and proud. It looked like a castle from a fairy tale. I kept that postcard on my desk. I would look at it every day. I started to learn more about this magical city. I saw pictures of the green parks where people walk their dogs and have picnics. I read about the busy markets where you can find food from all over the world. The more I learned, the bigger the dream grew. It was no longer just a postcard. It was a world waiting for me to explore. Why London? I ask myself that sometimes. It is because London feels like the whole world in one place. You can hear 100 different languages on a single street. You can meet people who have traveled from every corner of the globe. They all come to London with their own hopes and their own dreams. It is a city that welcomes everyone. It does not matter where you come from. In London, you can be who you want to be. This idea fills me with so much excitement. The thought of being a part of that big, wonderful mix of people is what pulls me closer. My dream is not just about seeing the famous places, it is about feeling the city's heartbeat. I imagine walking along the South Bank with the cool river breeze on my face. I think about finding a small, quiet bookshop tucked away on a side street. I picture myself sitting in a cafe, watching the busy world go by, feeling like I belong there. The dream is about the little moments as much as the big sights. It is about the feeling of being alive in a city that is always moving, always changing, and always full of surprises. This is the London that calls to me. When I close my eyes, I can see the famous sights of London. I see Big Ben, standing tall beside the Houses of Parliament. It is more than just a clock. It is a symbol of time itself, watching over the city for so long. I can almost hear its deep, steady chime. Then I see the London Eye, turning slowly like a giant wheel in the sky. I imagine being in one of its glass pods, looking down at the whole city spread out below me. I would see the tiny red buses and the winding River Thames. It would be like holding the entire city in the palm of my hand. These are the pictures that fill my dreams. I dream of walking through history. I would cross Westminster Bridge and feel the weight of all the years. I would visit the Tower of London and listen to the stories of kings and queens, of secrets and mysteries held within its ancient stone walls. The beefeaters in their smart red uniforms would tell tales of the past. I would wander through the cobbled streets where people have walked for centuries. Every building, every statue, and every old pub has a story to tell. London is a living museum, and I want to be a visitor who listens carefully to all its whispers from the past. It would be like stepping into a storybook. The parks in London are like green jewels. I dream of Hyde Park, vast and open. I would walk under the big trees and watch the swans on the Serpentine Lake. Maybe I would rent a little boat and paddle across the calm water. I think of Regent's Park, with its beautiful flowers and its famous zoo. These parks are the city's lungs. They are places where people can escape the noise and the rush. They can lie on the grass and look up at the sky. In my London dream, I spend a lot of time in these parks, feeling the peace and quiet in the middle of the bustling city. And then there is the river. The River Thames flows through the heart of London like a silver ribbon. It connects everything. I dream of taking a boat trip along the river, passing under all the famous bridges. I would see the modern shape of Shakespeare's Globe Theatre next to the sharp lines of the Shard. The river has seen everything. It has watched the city grow and change. To stand on its banks is to feel connected to London's long and incredible story. The river is the city's soul, and I long to stand beside it and watch it flow towards the sea. London is a city of people. It is a place where faces from all over the world meet. I dream of walking through a busy market, like Borough Market. The air would be filled with wonderful smells of fresh bread, strong cheese, and sweet fruits. I would hear stallholders shouting about their goods in different accents. People would be laughing and talking, sharing food and stories. It is this mix of cultures that makes London so special. It is a place where you can travel the world just by walking down one street. You can taste food from India, hear music from Jamaica, and see art from Africa. I imagine living in a neighborhood where my neighbors come from different countries. We would learn from each other. Maybe one neighbor would teach me how to cook a dish from their home country. Maybe I would help another neighbor practice their English. We would share our traditions and our holidays. In my dream, London is a place of friendship. It is a city where differences are celebrated. The idea of being part of such a community makes me feel hopeful. It shows that people can live together in harmony, sharing their lives and building something new together. This mix of cultures is everywhere. It is in the music you hear spilling out of shops. It is in the bright clothes people wear. It is in the different festivals that fill the streets with color and joy. I think of the Notting Hill Carnival with its vibrant costumes and dancing. I think of Chinatown with its red lanterns and delicious smells. These celebrations show the heart of London. They show that it is a city made up of many different threads, all woven together to create a beautiful and strong fabric. I want to see those colors and hear that music for myself. Being in London would be an education. It would be more than just learning about British history. It would be learning about the world. I would talk to people whose lives have been very different from my own. I would listen to their stories and understand their points of view. This is how we grow as people. We grow by meeting others and opening our minds. In my London dream, I'm always learning, always discovering something new about the world and about myself. The city itself would be my greatest teacher, and its people would be my guides. The simple things are what make a dream feel real. I often think about the daily life in London. I imagine waiting at a bus stop for a red double-decker bus. I would climb the stairs to the top deck and find a seat at the very front. From there, I would watch the city unfold before me. I would see the busy streets, the shop windows, the people hurrying along the pavements. The gentle rocking of the bus would be a comforting rhythm. It would be my own special way of seeing the city, not as a tourist, but as someone who lives there, making their way home. I also dream of the Tube, the London Underground. I imagine the famous map with all its colored lines. I think of the sound of the train arriving, the rush of wind in the tunnel. Mind the gap, a voice would say. It is a small phrase, but it is so London. It would be part of my daily routine. I would ride the Tube to work, to meet friends, or to explore a new part of the city. It would be like traveling through the veins of a giant living creature. It is the part of the dream that feels most normal, and because of that, it feels the most possible. This dream of London gives me so much hope. On days when I feel lost or unsure, I think about it. I picture myself walking through a London park in the autumn with golden leaves crunching under my feet. I imagine sipping a warm cup of tea in a little cafe on a rainy afternoon. These simple images give me strength. They remind me that there is a big, exciting world out there waiting for me. The dream is not just about a place. It is about the person I want to become. Someone brave, curious, and open to new experiences. The dream of London is a light that guides me. It motivates me to work hard and to keep moving forward. It is a promise I have made to myself. One day, I will not just be dreaming of the red buses. I will be riding one. I will not just be imagining the chime of Big Ben. I will be hearing it for real. The thought of this future fills me with a quiet joy and a powerful sense of purpose. London is waiting, and the thought of that journey, the chase for that dream, makes every day feel brighter and full of endless possibility.